What if I told you the average game you play is at least 7 years old? That wasn't the case before. It is very concerning, and I think that's actually a sign of how dire straits this situation for the gaming industry is going. You guys know I am a WoW YouTuber. I make World of Warcraft videos. WoW came out in 2004, and for the standards of World of Warcraft, I am pretty young. I am 26. The average WoW player is like 30, 32. And I only played 2 games. World of Warcraft 2004 once again, and Age of Empires 2. That's 1990 freaking 9. And okay, I might be a little bit of an outlier, but I think that I am not the exception to this. And that's not an old people problem. Even the games that you associate with kids these days, they haven't been new for a while. Take a look at this madness, okay? The number 1 game right now is Minecraft. That's not a surprise. Most sold game of all time. Minecraft came in 2009, guys. You could say the official launch was in 2011. That's still a 13-year-old game we're talking about. The second most popular game is Roblox. I don't know, for God have mercy, my kids are never gonna touch that game. Let me tell you what. Somebody puts Roblox on my computer, they get the belt. But that game came out in 2006. Okay, Fortnite, that's kinda recent, right? You would say, oh, the kids these days, they love their Fortnite, is the new game on the block. That came out in 2017, guys. This game is 7 years old. We got Counter-Strike 2 and Go, and this one is the one that's driving up the averages because this one came out in 2023. This is basically Counter-Strike Go relaunch. Like Overwatch 2, they pulled the same BS with Counter-Strike. So if you were to be fair, you wouldn't even count it as a new game. It's just like a replacement or something. I guarantee you, if people could just play Go normally and it wasn't taken down, they would still be playing Go and not this. League of Legends, if I am not mistaken, 2011, 2009, wow. 15-year-old game too, I guess. If you take a look at this, all the 3 Call of Duties that are going on right now combined are number 8. This is also one thing that's dropping the averages down. There was a time where the new Call of Duty was a big deal, guys. There was a time where the new Call of Duty was easily top 4 in the games or most played at that year when it came out. Modern Warfare in particular and Black Ops 2 were like so freaking huge. They were all you saw on YouTube. You remember those times, right? It wasn't that long ago. I mean, yes, it was a long time ago. It was 15 years ago, but still. And now all the 3 Call of Duties combined are barely pushing number 8. And I wouldn't even count them as like number 8 because it's like individual games, all 3 combined. That's not fair. The most recent out of the 3 is Warzone, which came out in 2022, and the other ones are remakes of all games. Of course, there is no official numbers for this. This is just a marketing firm, so yeah, that's why they choose these arbitrary ways of grouping up things. But that's the best data we can get. Okay, number 9 is GTA 5, 2013. This game is already 11 years old. Actually, it will be in a month from now. That's gonna be 11 years old. Now, I think this is driving the averages down a lot because I am absolutely certain that when GTA 6 comes out, that's gonna be at the top. That's gonna be way bigger than anything else. People like GTA, but it just comes out every 10 years. So we gotta wait for it. It's like Skyrim or something. Actually, what is Skyrim? 2011? So yeah, Skyrim is like 15 years old, gonna be something like that. We still haven't had the 6th one. It doesn't seem like it's coming anytime soon. And number 10 is Rocket League, which came out in 2015, so that is a 9-year-old game right there. Oh, we also got The Sims 4, I kinda gloss over this one, let's see. 2014, okay, that's a clean 10 years. If you wanna get a cold, hard evidence of how dire straits the entire gaming industry is going at, just take a look at that. The most recent game we can see in that list is Warzone 2 and Counter-Strike, which I personally do not consider it a new game, because if you take down the previous game to get that game on the top and it's almost the same game, is it really a new game? It's like Overwatch 2, which is I think 11 in the rankings. I think it is very disingenuous to say Overwatch 2 is a new game when they canceled half the content for it, and very similar things happen with Counter-Strike 2. Of course, they manage Counter-Strike 2 a lot better than the Overwatch thing, so people are not that upset at it. Counter-Strike Go 2 is a free upgrade. It's like a free update to the game, so like it's not like they pulled the rug on you like they did with Overwatch. Like all the people that pay like $100 for the premium edition and got freaking nothing from it. I hope they are happy. But I think there is actually several problems with why this is happening. I do not think anybody's gonna look at this and think this is a good sign of what gaming is like. I think the main problem with it, and that's something we saw with Overwatch 2 and Counter-Strike Go 2, is if you get a live service game that is designed to milk money from people after the game comes out, what incentive do you got to make a new game? Like GTA 5 is still making a $1 trillion every year just because they got the DLC and all that crap. Making a new game like GTA 6, which they are making, costs several $100 million. We're talking like something, it's like 3 Hollywood movies worth of budget to make that game. And while I got no doubt that GTA 6 will make the money back, if you are Valve, if you are Blizzard, if you are Activision, I guess they are all the same company, do you really want to take this shot? Do you really want to risk $300 million to make a new game when your old game that you already made keeps making you money and all you gotta do is like spend a couple bucks making the new version of that game, making new DLC and just nickeling and diming your players for the end of time? So that's the supply side of things. I think there is less supply of new games, especially ambitious games that could be a contender. What incentive does Epic have to make a new shooter game? Why would they try to take down Fortnite? They are already at the top. Even Call of Duty, which was a yearly event. Every year we got a new Call of Duty. They've been slowing down. They haven't been releasing nearly as many games because they realize the same thing. They just milk the same game a little longer every time. Even copy pasting the game and putting a new number on the title is already too much work for them when they got this model working for them. And at the same time, I think there is a huge demand problem with it. Now there is a twofold problem, and it is that people are not stupid. For almost any new release you're talking about, the new FIFA even, the new FIFA also used to be in the top 10 consistently every year. People got fed up of it. I thought that was never going to happen, guys. Across the board, EA Sports sales are down consistently almost every year. And the reason for it, I think, at the end of it all is, why would I get a new game? Like, why is FIFA 2023 different from FIFA 2024? Like, the players are different? Is that worth $60 to you? Especially keeping in mind that the world is going through a demographic drop. Currently, there's less kids than there used to be like 5 years ago, proportionately. So gamers are leaning older and older and older, just for the sheer fact that there is less kids around. And even though kids do make up the big averages, kids are still most of the gaming audience, the proportion is changing over time, especially in places like Europe and Asia. The markets gotta appeal to adults more and more, and simply put, if you are like 20 something years old, you already know what you like. And it's a very hard sell for me. For example, I play Age of Empires 2 once again. Age of Empires 4 came out, and for all intents and purposes it's a decent game. I don't think there's anything like awfully wrong with it, but I already have Age of Empires 2. I tried out the new game, I thought it was okay, but at the end of the day you gotta do a lot more than that to get me to change a game, to relearn a new game. I think that's the reason that a lot of people never try out new MMOs too. It's just the barrier of entry, like just mentally of being new at a game. Especially after that rush of the new game gets off, you know? Like after you play the new game for a month and it's not a quote-unquote new game for you anymore, you just want to go back to what you like. And I guess that comes to the last reason I think that nobody's playing new games anymore. New games are not ambitious. New games are just slightly better versions, if that, but just slightly improved versions of games that we played before. The reason that Fortnite destroyed all Battle Royales and all shooters for that matter is because they're doing something new. Personally, I freaking hate Fortnite with every inch of my body. But hey, the building mechanic, that was something they never did before. The whole outline, the circle, everything like that whole combo, the whole gaming experience of Fortnite was something that nobody did before. Whether you like it or not, it was something new. We got to a point, and I don't know if it is necessarily because of like a lack of risk-taking from the industry itself, or the fact that we gotten so good at making games that we kinda figured out what you can do with them at this point. But we only got to a point where we only get revolutionary games every like 10 years or so. What is it like? I would say Minecraft was a big revolution for gaming. I think Minecraft changed the way a lot of people, ever since Minecraft came out, a lot of sandbox games became more popular, and Skyrim, that was also like a groundbreaker in a way. Even though it was the same freaking game, I would say those games plus Call of Duty are like the base of old YouTube, for example. GTA 5, 2013, that would also was a big change for like the gaming meta. And it wasn't until 2017 that we got Fortnite, which I am not happy about once again, but that was like the last big deal I remember coming out to the game. Of course, Classic WoW was a huge change in the meta for everybody. Of course, yours truly is here for a reason. Of course, Classic WoW is the re-release of a 2004 game, so that's not very fair, is it? I'm trying to tell you here, it takes like 7 years, something like that. It takes like several years for a new thing to come along. And I think this thing is slowing down even more every time. And right now we are at the very end of the cycle. We're at the very end of the new games. We are about due for something new, but we haven't got it yet. So yeah, I would say this has been a pretty crappy couple of years for gaming in general. I just saw that metric and I wanted to show it because I thought it was so stupid. If you would have told anybody like 10 years ago that the average age of games people play were 7 years old, people would have been like mind blown. Well, I guess I'm gonna go back to playing Age of Empires 2. I am so happy Microsoft didn't get to ruin that game yet. Please, whoever runs that game, keep running it. That's gonna be the only good remake I've ever seen. Subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.